All right, let me see if I can take a shot at this convert to English problem. I'm going to do it in Java and then let some of you finish up in C or C++. So that's my base code. I'm going to write that out, at least see my my test cases fail. Remember, we're attempting this problem also to demonstrate the power of TDD, right? So I'm writing a situation where I'm just giving not applicable, and then I see all my test cases fail. So the idea is to write Java programs. I'm going to write my recursive function, which will return an int, I guess, or return a string given a number, right? So even before that, so I'll leave that function there. Let's see if it compiles okay. Same statement, so there should be some return value, so I'm going to return NA. Okay. Yeah, and then given that that does that, might as well call this function. We still, I guess, send some number. Anyway, we're ignoring that, so I should still get convert. Okay, we need to spell it out properly. Alright, typically still my tail functions are failing, so let me at least get one good test case, one of the test case passing. So I'm going to say 0 because it's expecting 0. We should return 0, at least have one test case pass, not yet. So I'm returning 0 and I need to print this obviously, right? So string out is equal to this, and we have to do system out correct result, I guess. Should make the test case pass. Yeah, so we got one good test case passing. So now I'm going to go and finish up on the coding, right? So let me make this bigger. Alright, so how do we get 0? The number 0 is given, right? So before that, let's get the numbers in here. We say the scanner, scanner system in, and you're going to get next int. Well, that's one step. Well, we'll refactor and bring that in, right? And so we need the input is sc next int. Just reading one number, and then we'll probably use that in the input. You should still pass. Cannot find spanner, so we import scanner is where I think it's in neutral, right? So, but anyway, good. So we're back to square one, getting our T0 passing. So we all set it up. Now we'll just focus on the actual logic here. So it takes this much amount of time just to get the logic going in Java. But anyway, that's my complaint about the language. So what do we do here? So given a number, we need to, so my take on this is, let's start putting in some static variables, maybe static private, I guess, static doesn't matter, it's public or private. static string, and let me get all these names in place, right? Words, I guess we are trying to form. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 and 10, I guess. Okay, let's stick with that for the time being. And we need also to somehow get the words, words, I guess. Words. So how do we get the words, right? So we need to get the individual words. Call it the static string word list, I guess. And we call that words. We split on the space. And let's see if we can use that here. So system.print, system.out.print, and then let's say word list of the number that we send in. And if that's 0, then we should be fine, right? Java 7 started string, that's not found string. Okay, so we need an array of strings. Okay, good. So what do we get? We get 2 zeros, right? So we might as well. So if the word list is equal, then might as well send the word list, right? So word list. So 0 is 1 passing, any others passing. 13 is not passing, right? So that's understandable, because then Java tells me interesting there's an array out of index. So all that is understandable. So if you just want to make sure, what do we? So might as well expand that this list, right? So you know how to expand that. Is that how you do that in Java? I'm not sure. What is that? And how it works in Java. I think that should be okay. Let's see if we do that. Illegal expressions. How do we do multi-string? So multi thing in Java is I guess we have to do a plus, I guess. So it doesn't have string. The language does not allow multi-line initializations. So we do that. I think that's happy. The editor is kind of interesting. So that way when you see green, then you know that you're right? Okay. So 10, then we say 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't know, no particular reason when you have to use start line. I'm just 19, 20, I guess. Might as well 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 90, right? So those are anyway things you have to put in because they have to be handled separately, right? So why does 13 not pass up? Interesting. So we're giving 14 word list on that. I would have expected it to pass. So I'm trying to see why. Alright, so here we go. Somehow troubleshooted that. I'll let you troubleshoot it. Anyway, got the thing to work. So 13, so right. So we got this. 22 is now failing, obviously, right? So let's get this thing out of the way, maybe. don't need this. Or we'll leave it in there just in case we get into some more trouble. I like to have some print statements to take me out of trouble. So we basically have the thing working for any number that is so I guess we should really be if you want 22 is returning 40 wrongly, right? So this, we know that the logic only works if it's less than 20, or it could be also 20, but let's handle 20 separately, I guess. And we also know that if it's something else, then let's say we still don't know how to handle it. I mean, this is not important, but I kind of I still don't know how to do this, right? So I'm just saying not available. So at least returning any, right? Basically, I don't know what the heck to do with that number. So at least it's a little bit more correct to that extent. So now we still have to bite the bullet now. So we kind of now come back and say what happens if the number is less than 100, right? The number is less than 100. What do we want to say? We want to, let's 22, right? So 20, if you look at 22, we want to get that 20 first, correct? So we need the multiple. So multiples of 10, right, is what? Our number divided by 100, right? Or we don't have that, divided by 100. So in the case of 22, for 22, multiples 10 will be 2, right? So we've got to use that to get into 20, right? So how do we get into 20? Word list. We first get 20, right? So let's return 20. Where in the word list is 20? It's at 20, correct? So let's see. What do we get? So we got 20, right? So we just need to get this 22 going. So to get the 22 going, remember we also need to put in those hyphenations. There's 20, 21, for example. So let's put that hyphenation in place. Only if something's extra, right? You don't want to put hyphenation. Return. So let's just have a string for the time being. Out equals word list. Get that first in place. And we need something more, and out 2, which is if a number modulus 10, meaning if modulus 10 is not equal to 0, right? Then we need another out 2 equals word list number modulus 10, correct? So this should give us 2. I mean the word 2, right? So this gives us 20. And so finally we can say return out